Lesson RT1-1 asks you to calculate the midpoint of a line segment given two coordinates, so the two endpoints. So a midpoint is going to be and I apologize in advance, I lost my stylus, so this is real sloppy, point on a line segment that divides a segment into two congruent parts. So if I have a line that goes from here to there, the middle of that point, or the middle of that line, the midpoint, is going to be right there, because then this piece and that piece are congruent. Okay? And I can do it for any line, so it doesn't have to be going straight up and down. If I had a line like this, the midpoint is going to be right there. Okay? Sometimes it's really easy to eyeball it, but we're going to learn a formula that gives us the exact midpoint for any line, even when it's not super easy to just guess. So if x1, y1, and x2, y2 are the coordinates of the endpoints of a segment, then the coordinates of the midpoint are going to be x2 plus x1 over 2, comma, y2 plus y1 over 2. And sometimes kids ask, Miss Cronin, why isn't it x1 plus x2 over 2, y1 plus y2 over 2? And the answer is just that mathematicians are goofy and like to put x2 first, y2 first. It doesn't actually matter, okay? All you're doing is you're adding up the x values, dividing by 2, adding up the y values, dividing by 2, or you can think of it as taking the average of each. Here's the lyrics to a song. We'll sing it at the end of the class. Find the midpoint of 3, -7, and -11, 13. Okay, so I'm starting with my x's. 3 plus -11 over 2. Then look at my y's. -7 plus 13 over 2. And now I just have to clean it up. So 3 plus -11 is going to be -8. When I divide -8 by 2, I get -4. -7 plus 13 is +6. When I divide by 2, I get 3. That's my final answer. The next one says find the midpoint of -1, 7 and 10, 15. So again, start with your x's. So -1 plus 10 over 2. Then look at your y's, 7 plus 15 over 2. -1 plus 10 is 9, divide by 2, and I get 4.5. I'm going to write that as 4.5. 7 plus 15 is 22, divided by 2 is 11. This last one gets a little bit crazy, but I think you can handle it. It says, hey, find the end point if the midpoint is at 1, 1, and the other end point is -4, 5. So I'm going to write out kind of a crazy looking formula, but we're going to break it down then. I know that, hey, 1, 1 had to equal -4 plus some x value over 2 and 5 plus some y value over 2. So I'm going to set up -4 plus x over 2 has to equal 1, because that tells me, hey, that adds up to 1. And I'm going to set up 5 plus y over 2 equals 1. And I'm going to start by solving for x then. And that's not what I wanted to do. I'm going to move that out of the way. I'm going to move way down here. So I multiply by 2 on both sides, and I get -4 plus x equals 2. Add 4 to both sides, and I get, hey, x equals 6. Do the same thing with y. Multiply by 2, and you get 5 plus y equals 2. Subtract 5, and I get y equals -3. So my point then are my two answers written as an ordered pair? 6, -3. That is all there is to finding midpoint, guys and girls. You're just using the formula, or you're just averaging your x's, averaging your y's. You have a homework assignment for me posted on Schoology, and then we'll talk a little bit at the end of class about what the rest of this week looks like.